Well. We have our little Miss Executive Assistant back
I'm
again.
back, baby.
Lauren's back. She, as y'all know, supposedly had a car problem. Supposedly her car broke down. We don't know if that's true or not. So, she wouldn't text me pictures. She said it was none of my business. See, picture. Do you think that's appropriate to say? I said, "Oh, could I get a picture of your car?" And you're like, "No, I don't think I need to do that."
You were asking for all the details of my car, like the VIN number and the license plate
Well, we
and my
thought,
registration. I just didn't feel comfortable giving you all of that just
honestly,
to prove that my car broke down.
yeah. Okay, well, so here's what happened. So I told y'all last week, I think I really carried the show last week. We had a lot of fun. But I told everyone how I'm so scared, and I'm sure you're scared living in Los Angeles, of this, um, Lauren, the killer that in Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're talking about how that has me so unnerved, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so I was telling America that last week, and I was explaining to them that I had previously gone to a self-defense class at the club with Trisha, with Kathleen, who is a retired police officer, retired Marine. So after that, after I got off air, after I stopped recording, I thought, why oh why, instead of being scared to death every day and feeling like my house is so vulnerable, why don't I give Kathleen a call and see if she would like to um basically run my security, be head of security at the Barnes house. And you know what she said? She said, "Hell effing yeah." That's what she said. So the reason I was asking you for your VIN number and all stuff is because Kathleen's going, this girl's in Tijuana. She's thinking either you got held up for your vehicle and you were gone, and you're gone, car's gone, you've been kidnapped, or you ran town. She's like, this girl's not really funny, she's not trustworthy. I showed her a picture of you because she's like, let me see a picture of this kid. And so I showed her a picture of you, and she was like, I don't know. She wasn't sure, but you since met her.
Yeah, I met her.
Yeah.
And John tried to help and get me a car, and I don't know why you were so against that.
Did you get in the car? Because as far as I know, you weaseled your way into getting the car.
Eventually, but then I heard that you were actively trying to make it so I didn't get the car.
No, I didn't think it was right for you to be tooling around in some brand new, souped up car. After, the last couple months have been hit or miss. You,
You
Lauren.
know that I listened to the podcast last week.
But that's
And then, by the way, if you ever like don't want me to be on, like just tell me. Like
oh, no.
it's
You
fine.
need to
I
be.
don't care.
It's part of your job, so you need to be here I'm gonna tell you. I just really quickly.
Didn't really sound like you wanted me on.
No, Lauren, honey, I do want you on. I just think the last few months have been kind of lame. Like going on vacation at the holidays, and now that you made up this lie that your car broke down, so you manipulate John. She's like, yeah, Mr. Barnes, JJ, I'm really having trouble. And he's like, say no more. He calls his friend Todd, and Todd, they get her this, brand new car. And I'm thinking, well, at first I was pretty livid because I just have to say this really quick. I'm looking in the camera and I'm going, I look thin. Like I look like I'm surprised you haven't said to me like, are you eating? Is everything okay with you, girl? Because I'm looking really thin. What was I saying? I got so distracted by the way I look. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So John comes in with his car, and Todd comes over. He's like, Todd's coming in. He's coming down the man cave playing foosball. I said, I don't care what you do. Get this car out of here. That's as long as you get the car out of here. I don't care what you do. I was pretty pissed because I felt like I don't like to reward bad behavior and insubordinate attitudes. And
My
yet,
car broke down, Bonnie.
so you say, but hey, look, you got, what did he even get? Like, wasn't it like some
Toyota Camry.
okay, look at you, Toyota Camry up there, whipping it,
It's fine. I'm grateful.
whipping that Camry around. I felt better because I was pretty upset because I felt like this is wrong. This is not going to help Lauren grow into, the woman that she can be. If you just, I always say, if you give a moose a muffin, or isn't there a bunch of children supposed to give a moose a muffin, you give a cat a mouse or whatever, they're going to want all of it. So I told John, I said, if Lauren's getting a car, I'm getting a goddamn car. That's what I said. I said, what about me? What about your wife? Do you want to marry Lauren? What are you guys having, some secret affair back in the back?
Bonnie threw a huge fit.
I felt like that's something
stomping around.
I felt like that's something you do if you're having an affair. Like I just got a weird feeling about the whole thing. I felt like, are you guys like, what's the deal?
Really?
Like you bought your
That is not what you thought. You just didn't want me to have the car.
I got a red Bronco.
Yeah, John was like, if I get you a car, can Lauren have a car? So that's what made her.
I said, I guess.
Yeah.
You got your way. You always do. You always, Lauren is very, very good at seeing someone, kind of seeing their weak spot and just going right for it. Anyway, girl, I'm glad you're back. Glad you're with us today. Everybody was like messaging, everybody was like calling, texting. They're like, Lauren does your makeup? They could not believe that.
I know.
I said, hell yeah, but she didn't do it today, and I look a little sick. I look a little bit like treatment center or something like
that. Okay.
Oh, well, you look okay too. So thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about Kathleen? You want to talk about okay, this is what let me give you an example. Lauren pisses me off because she sat here and she was like, she sat across from me and John at the kitchen table, and she said, I will not carry a weapon on me. I'm not going to conceal and carry class. I'm not going to learn how to handle a firearm. I'm not taking this, little pink, it was a little, camo Glock we had purchased for her. She absolutely flatly refused. And I
don't like guns. I don't believe in them.
You believe in a gun if someone broke into your house and was strangling you in your bed, strangling you to, saying, where's the Rolex? Where's the Burke and Kelly? What, you believe in a gun then.
As your personal assistant.
Okay.
I don't feel like I should have a gun on me at all times.
Okay.
I think maybe like that's for like maybe someone who works in security or like
right. So I'm getting there. So my point is, Lauren was like, absolutely, I will not carry a gun. And this kind of goes back to my HR discussion, which now that I know you listen to the podcast, I know you heard that, we need an HR department within the house, within the staff, because it's, I think an HR agent would be saying, no gun, no job, no conceal and carry, no paycheck. I mean, if I'm saying that's part of your duty. Anyway, Lauren
do you guys agree with that? Does everyone else agree with that?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they're thinking there's unemployment's at an all-time high. There's girls that kill for your job, and you just act like I'm not firing a gun. Well, okay. So I took that in stride. I've been listening to the Mel Robbins podcast, and I've been learning a lot about attitude and mindset. So I said, okay, you're not going to operate the firearm. We're going to get somebody who will, as you said. And so I called Kathleen. Kathleen jumped on the opportunity, and you're pissed about that too. So it's like, you're not going to operate the weapon, but you also don't want security here. So again, and I'm Kathleen, and we're thinking, I think this girl's plotting something, because she doesn't want firearms in the house. She doesn't want security in the house. She's off to Tijuana. She's getting cars off y'all. What's the deal?
Mm-hmm. Kathleen will like pop out at me at like random times and like punch me in the arm and like give me a noogie and say like, you gotta be prepared, Laura.
Yep.
But she hurts me. I have bruises on my arms.
Okay, you don't have bruises on your arms. Lifetime movie. I think you
want to see them.
No, no. I think you should keep your body, as they say, the kids at school, keep your body in the seat, keep hands to yourself, keep your clothes on.
I'm just saying she is, you hired her so we can feel safer. I feel less safe when she's around. And I
Okay.
feel like I'm on edge.
What's hard about that, Lauren, is I feel so safe now. Like I feel like, I told you about I'm taking her everywhere. Like honest to God, the way the world is, the way people are, these serial killers. I was telling everybody in the last episode about a man who tried to rip and it looked like you. I thought, oh my God, if that happened to Lauren, I'd be so sad. I wouldn't spend a year on it, but I'd be sad. He tried to rip her out of the Starbucks with a zip tie. So I'm saying, so I've started like when we go to Starbucks, Kathleen's in the front seat. She's come with me. She's kind of like,
that's my seat.
Okay, well, you have your own new Porsche or whatever he got you, so you're fine.
Camry.
Kathleen is kind of acting as security and a driver. She just jumped to the chance. So I've known Kathleen for a long time. She has worked in the community for a long time. And actually, funnily enough, she knows Deborah. I don't know. It's such a small world. My friend Deb, who I was trying to life coach, it became too much. She got a job at Dick's, so that's eating up all her time. She's always at Dick's. But when Deb, so Kathleen was like, I'm so excited. I'm alone a lot, so I'm looking forward to getting back in the workforce. She's retired, getting back in the workforce, being around people again. And I thought, hell yeah. And then somehow, what was it like? How did we figure out that her and Deb knew each other? You figured it out. You were like, hey, by any chance, do you know Deb? And she was like, yeah.
I think were they both in the military?
Yes, they were. Yes, but I think Deb did like National Guard to go to college or something. And but then Kathleen was like a Marine, like she was actually military.
That tracks.
But yeah, we figured out that it's such a small world, and so it's been kind of fun because now we have, Lauren's my executive assistant. Tanya is my house manager, my maid, housekeeper. Sorry, she said, "Don't ever call me maid." And then I have Kathleen, who's head of security and my driver now.
Deb isn't really happy about Kathleen either.
No, she's not.
I don't think she likes how close you two are getting.
I think she just feels like, Kathleen knows Deb from recent. They met recently. I think they met at like B-Dubs. Like, didn't you say you saw Deb at B-Dubs that one time?
Uh-huh.
So they're in some group together, I think. And I think that Deb is mad because Kathleen's been in the group for a long time.
Why don't you tell everyone what Kathleen said to Deb?
What Kathleen
that one day. Yeah.
I don't know about this.
When she was leaving, Deb left all upset and Kathleen yelled.
Oh, when she screamed at her from the porch?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, so I posted it, or you posted, or somebody posted, somebody's doing social media, posted a picture of Kathleen. So if you're curious what Kathleen looks like, it's on our page. She's intense. Like Kathleen is just like a rocker chick. She's just a badass. She didn't have time for the bullshit. That's why she was like calling Lauren on her bullshit. That's why she's trying to toughen Lauren up. That's why she jumps out and grabs her. And Lauren's like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And Kathleen's like, you wouldn't like it if it was a perp either, a perpetrator or someone killing you. It's the same thing with a gun. I don't like guns. I don't like guns. You'd like a gun if someone's,
And Kathleen is a power lesbian.
I guess. I mean, is the Pope Catholic? Like, I mean, look at it. Yeah. I mean, that's what we assume. Don't you assume that?
She's very vocal about that.
Yeah. Well, she's just more comfortable in who she is. She's like, I'm
right. Yeah. It's great.
I'm not afraid of guns. I'm not afraid of anything. Now, Deb is just freshly divorced from a man. Deb is not, G-A-Y. She's not. So Deb does not like it. She feels like, why can't I love a G-Shock watch? Why can't I love Converse, shoes? Why can't I love, HGTV?
Why can't I love Bonnie Barnes?
Hey, get in line. Everybody does. So the whole thing is that but she doesn't like it when people say that because she feels like that's not fair. I love soccer and I love Glennon Doyle and there's a lot of things I love. Okay, fine. Right. And you and I stop, we don't say, we're like, okay.
I know. Yes.
And we've tried to set her, guys, like John's friend. So Kathleen didn't really know the system. She didn't know that we don't. So she comes out on the porch because Deb was just like, we were all hanging out in the kitchen. Deb's like, forget you guys. Like, she was mad at us or something. We were just being goofing around. I don't know. We were like, no food for Deb. We were doing something silly, pranking her. She got so mad and she stomped out and she was just like, screw you three, like witches of Eastwick, whatever. Kathleen did not like that. She did not like that. She ran like a bat out of hell to the door and she was like, I don't even want to say it. I think it'd be better if you said it.
She yelled, come out already.
Yeah. Yeah. She said, how about you come back when you're out of the closet? And you and I were like, oh, and John was like, oh, John was upstairs in his office and he was like, oh, no, she didn't. We were all freaking out.
Deb left, I think, because Kathleen was like, making moves on her. I think Kathleen has a crush on Deb, if I'm being honest.
You do?
Yeah.
You think
so now, yeah, I think there's like this weird love triangle going on where Deb has a crush on you, whether she admits it or not.
Have a crush on me.
That's what I see.
Okay.
That's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
And I think Kathleen has a crush on Deb.
Okay.
So
Kathleen seems like kind of a playgirl to me. Like she probably has a crush on everybody. She's just like, she's alive in the world. Like Friday and Saturday night, she's always at the, that place. It's like the volleyball courts and the bar. And like, she's playing games, serving the ball, drinking beers. Like she doesn't like to be home. Like she doesn't like to be alone. She likes to be out. So I think that she just.
Sure. Deborah. I could see that.
Yeah. She likes Deborah.
But she also really doesn't like to be rejected. And I think that's what happened with Deb.
Oh, you think?
Kathleen got a little hot-headed because Deb, shut her down.
I think that they might be able to work it out because the last I heard, I don't know if I told you this, but Deb reached out to Kathleen after that night and said, I want to set the record straight. No pun intended. I'm straight. I'm not gay. I'm not a lesbian. But I do want to be friends with you. I do want to make amends. So I think maybe I'm going to set up a private self-defense class with you, Kathleen. So no, I mean, she said she was like, I'm straight. I'm looking for guys. I'm going out with this man named Peter tomorrow night. But maybe before I go out with him, Bonnie has, Deb's like, because I called Deb. I'm like, Deb, did you see this TikTok? I send her stuff, and we're so on edge. We're so freaked out. So Deb said, you know what, Kathleen, I'm gonna come in for a private self-defense class with you. And that's great.
What if we brought Deb in to be the bodyguard instead of Kathleen?
No.
Deb's, Deb's a lot, but I think Kathleen is like next level. And I just like.
Kathleen and I are more alike in the sense that we like to karaoke. We like to sing AC/DC, Leonard Skinner. Like, we like to laugh. Like, you don't like to laugh that much. Tanya, my maid, housekeeper, janitor. I mean, what is it? What do you think I should call her? She got so upset. She was like, do not call me a maid. I'm like, well, okay, my custodian. Tanya never laughs, never says a fun thing in her life. The boys have been trying.
I think Tanya's hilarious. I just don't think you get all of her jokes.
Okay, well, the boys have been doing this thing where they like prank called Tanya. They prank call Tanya like all day long, and she gets so sad. She's like breaking phones, slamming phones, the whole thing. So Tanya has no sense of humor. Deb has a sense of humor, but wouldn't you say Deb's pretty sensitive?
Yeah.
She's really like sensitive all the time. Like, just like us being like, oh, Deb, you don't get any cookies. She got so upset. So Kathleen just like, to me, she can match my energy.
Okay. Maybe it'll get better over time.
Maybe. I mean, we've talked about how you need to toughen up. You need to, do some exposure therapy to the world and branch out and get out there. So I think she's just kind of following orders from me, to be honest. Because I felt like, okay, you're gonna get the new Camry, but you also need then we got to up the ante with the rest of everything. Do you hear that wind? That wind is whipping.
Yeah.
Scary.
No, I don't.
Okay. Today when I was walking into the house, there's a FedEx man on the street, and he was like, "This doesn't have to be your house, is it?" Because he had a package. And I got this horrible sinking feeling. I was like, "No, that's not my house. I don't live anywhere near here." And then I backed out. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm drunk. I came to the wrong house." And then so I sped off, and then he looked at the package and looked at my thing, and then he realized that I was lying. Like it is my house.
Yeah.
I'm scared. It just threw me off. I just thought, well, why are you asking me if this is my house? Just walk up to the door. Like, it was weird. Gave me a fright. He had very long hair.
I don't think you had anything to be afraid of. He was just
Well,
trying to deliver the package to the right house.
it might have hurt his feelings because he was kind of looking at me in the car like, scratching his head, what's going on? But I just don't think you can be too careful these days. So
Kathleen wasn't with you, I'm assuming.
no, Kathleen was with me and she was elbowing me. She was like, shut up, shut up. So you live, so you live on
Sorry,
the
whenever you say Kathleen, I just like zone out, I guess.
maybe you have a crush.
Maybe my anxiety.
Maybe you get butterflies because you have a crush.
Funny.
Something to think about. Something different. You might like being with someone older. She's not
Not my
that old.
type.
She's not your type?
No.
Okay, well, great. She's not my type either. Everybody's friends. It is funny. I'm kind of gathering this island of misfit toys, but ultimately I'm trying to staff the house. Look at my house. I need staff. I need people. I need help. I can't do everything my goddamn self. Speaking of which, remember I was all excited because John got this awesome speaking tour. Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah. Well, that crashed and burned, if you can believe that. Totally crashed and burned. Ultimately he got let go. For I mean, I don't get the big deal. He was pranking people. That's his love language. That's how he connects with people. He does pranks. He makes them laugh. And it makes me laugh my freaking ass off when he pranks me.
What were the pranks?
Well, he does this thing. He does this thing where it doesn't matter who it doesn't matter, man, woman, non-binary, whatever. And I'm not talking about anybody specific, but he would follow her to, like, if she's going to the restroom or whatever. He does this to everybody. He does it all the time. It's so funny. And he goes like, bang, 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 FBI, open up. And like kind of scares them like when they're in the bathroom. And I mean, I think it's hilarious. It really makes me laugh. It makes me, Kathleen does not like it. It sent her into a fit a couple of times. But basically, yeah, they were like, we can't have you here, your liability, whatever, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that I can imagine why they did that.
Oh, can you are? Someone just bought you a car and you're gonna say, oh, I'll get why they were fired. He really didn't want to do it anyway. I think he thought, in all sincerity, I mean, we've talked about this before, Trish and I think he thought he was going on The Masked Singer. Because Caitlyn Jenner, like maybe like a traveling, kind of like a Broadway traveling show. Because Caitlyn Jenner had done The Masked Singer. Have you seen Caitlyn Jenner's performance on The Masked Singer?
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah. So he had seen that and he was like, wow, she's brave. And he thought I think he thought he was being asked to be on The Masked Singer. He didn't realize he was going to be doing like a speech every night, for 8 weeks or something. So he's back home, which
kind of messes up your plans you had with Tyler, huh?
Yeah, it does. Tyler, my son's football coach, was supposed to be kind of a stand-in for John, for the family, because now I have, it's like 2 young sons and then this huge female staff, and I'm like, we gotta have some masculine. I mean, we have masculine energy with Kathleen, that's for sure. But an actual man. And so Tyler's supposed to come have dinner, taco night, and all that stuff, and everybody's excited. Now that's kind of down the tubes. So, but I did show Tyler the Bronco. I took him. I didn't have Kathleen come with us because I thought that's, Tyler doesn't want to deal with some kind of macho contest with Kathleen. So I said, you stay back. I'm gonna go see my friend, my son's coach, family friend Tyler.
Kathleen was probably like hiding in the bushes or something.
You think?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think Kathleen and Tyler would get along?
No.
Why not?
No comment.
I think that Kathleen is an alpha, and sometimes when you have two alphas in the room, and then I'm an alpha, so I think that it might be too much energy.
Yeah.
You know who's not an alpha?
Who?
My husband, John. He's just very passive. So, even when he is home, it's not a lot of masculine energy. So. What's going on? I mean, are you okay? You're over there kind of staring at me.
Yeah. I just didn't feel comfortable responding to what you said about John.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Is it because you're having an affair right under my nose? I'm gonna tell him you laughed at that. I'm gonna say, in the podcast, I asked Lauren if y'all are having an affair, and she laughed her ass off like it was gross.
He would laugh too.
I don't think he would. I think he'd be like, "I'll take that. Give me those keys,"
Are you gonna use this car against me now?
The car?
Yeah.
No, Lauren. Honestly, my biggest thing with the car, the Camry, is I'm not riding in it. So, we have the Bronco for when you're here. Now it's an extra car, and we can kind of tool around in that. Kathleen, first of all, never fit in the Camry. She'd be like, my head's hitting the head, ceiling over here. She wouldn't like it. So, your Camry for when you're driving around. What part of LA do you live in? Like
West Hollywood.
That's fine for you to drive there. But when you're here, I'm not gonna be caught dead in the car. So enjoy it, while you're there.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm really happy to be going into the new year with a great team. Despite Lauren's incompetence 80% of the time, she's getting better. She's getting better at handling situations, handling herself. I have Lauren, I have Kathleen, who's a hilarious, awesome new addition. I think she's gonna be with me for the next decade. Especially as this podcast blows up, we're gonna be needing a lot of security, and you refuse to carry the weapons, so that means we have to have a human weapon with us all the time.
I'll think about it if it means no
really?
Kathleen.
Well, that's awesome because I'm putting together a group to go on Sunday afternoon to the shooting range because Kathleen has her conceal and carry, and Deborah wants her conceal and carry.
Well, I would do it only if it would mean possibly me replacing Kathleen.
Okay, possibly. I can't make any promises. I can't say, but I think you should come with us. It's gonna be the whole gang. Like we have the whole gang going. It's Kathleen, Tanya, you, now, thank God, and then Trisha, her girls, my boys, her husband Jerry, my husband John. We're all going Sunday. So ultimately, I'm happy you're gonna be there.
You're taking Blake too to shoot guns?
No.
Okay.
And I could, that was kind of the thing. If you weren't gonna go, the shooting range was gonna have you watch Blake. So which would you prefer?
Oh yeah, I'll go.
Okay. I don't know what we're gonna do with Blake, but legally she can't be there. So yeah. It was sad you weren't there when she ran off into the woods. She went up into a tree. She went up into a tree.
Not again.
Yep, again. Tell them what Trisha's house looks like. Tell America what her backyard looks like.
Yeah, so Trisha's family, they had to cut down all the trees in their backyard because Blake climbs up them like a tree or like a cat, and they can't get her down. Yeah, they have to call fire department to get her down. So they just cut down all of the trees. Yeah, the backyard's just full of stumps that now she jumps from one stump to the next. But yeah, when she ran off into behind the rest stop, it was unfortunately kind of a national park, kind of a protected area. And she ran up into a tree, and the cherry picker comes, and the ambulance comes, and she's hissing at everybody, and screaming at everybody. And so they had to cut down a protected tree, and I think they had to fine Trisha like $25,000. So now, really, 25 big ones. I bet to you that's like $1 million. So she, yeah. So
now they really kind of have their eyes on like the school, the police, the whole thing. So she definitely can't go to the shooting range. But Trisha will be there because Trisha really, I told you she's good at that roundhouse kick. She's good at defending herself. She's very scrappy. So she wants to know how to use a gun. I think because of like really, in case it does turn sour. Nanda's brothers or whatever.
All right, I'll be there. It'll be fun with Trish.
Oh, that's nice, Lauren. Thank you. Thanks. Anything else you want to say to the folks at home?
Nope.
Oh my God, Kathleen.
Glad to be back.
Honey, 1 second. Kathleen's screaming at me. She wants to go get McDonald's. Sometimes we just drive around and we blare music. We just go. So I gotta go. I got stuff to do. I'm swamped.
Okay. Have fun.
Okay. I'll see you on Sunday morning.
All right. Bye.
Everyone, listen to me, America. You need to go right now. After we hang up, after you press play, press pause, go rate this podcast, subscribe to it, and review it 5 stars. And I'm so serious. I'm not messing around. Okay. Right, Lauren?
Right.
Okay. And I love y'all. And I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.